Hey guys, Money with Yumi here, where I talk about anything and everything related to money and how to grow your wealth. So the other day I was casually browsing the internet like I do every day, trying to find a topic to make a video on, and this is what I found. The OCBC Financial Wellness Index, which is the first of its kind in Singapore. And I'll put the link down in the description below so you guys can take a look at the data as well. The index defines financial wellness based on 10 pillars such as saving habits, regular investing, retirement planning, and debt management, with 24 indicators like regular rate of savings, investments, financial retirement planning, borrowing habits, and having sufficient funds for emergencies. Singaporeans on average scored 61 points in 2020, down 2 points from the previous year, and a total of 2,000 working Singaporeans aged between 21 and 65 were surveyed. So what can you do to increase the score? The first step is to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to my channel, and then share this video with your friends, and voila! You have mastered financial literacy. Okay, all jokes aside, most of the data points to one conclusion, and that is Singaporeans have poor financial literacy. And here's how you know you have poor financial literacy. Are you one of those people that find it hard to save money every month? Or are you one that's clueless about how much money you actually spend each month? Or worse, you're just, saving all of your money into your savings account that doesn't pay any interest and not knowing the best places to put your money in, and therefore you do not know that you're losing money to inflation. If you said yes to any of that, don't worry, there's still hope for you. Developing good money habits will help you manage your money better and be smarter about your money. So here are 5 habits you should develop in 2021, and just for the fun of it, let's play a game. Let's see how many habits you can check off my list, and let me know in the comments below. Having a budget and tracking your spending is the first habit on the list that everyone should develop, and I guarantee you that 90% of the people watching this video are not keeping track of what they spend. And I'm gonna keep repeating this in my videos until you guys get sick of me nagging at you to do it and actually do it. And to know if you have the habit of budgeting and tracking your spending, you should be able to answer these questions fairly quickly. How much do you make last month after tax and CPF? How much do you spend? What do you spend on? And how much did you save? I know it sounds tedious to crunch these numbers like every day, every week, or every month, but I can promise you that once you get into the habit of tracking where your money is going, it'll give you a clearer idea of how you can make better use of your money and then cut off any unnecessary expenses. For me, I realized I was spending way too much money on these 90-minute massages at Massage Envy, so I cut off my membership and then I invested in a massage chair instead. I've been keeping track of my spending religiously since 2011, and I actually enjoy doing it. There is a sense of gratification if I know I've saved more than I did the previous month, because that means I have more money to invest, and if I didn't, I'll just save more money next month. If you don't have a budget and don't track your spending, how do you control how much you can spend each month? And how do you know if you're overspent? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, chances are you are overspending. It may not seem much to you right now, but even small changes in your spending habits, like taking the public transport instead of a taxi, or cutting down on how much you spend at the bars with your friends, can make a huge difference in your savings over time, especially when alcohol prices are so darn expensive in Singapore. Don't even get me started on cigarettes. So if you smoke and you drink, cut them both, or at the very least, try to reduce. You'll not only improve your wallet, but also your health. I don't smoke, and I only drink on special occasions, like when I'm watching my Korean drama and having chikmek, chicken and 맥주, which is beer, and when I'm having the occasional fine dining and the food calls for it, like a Junmai Daijingo sake with my omakase. Just thinking about food makes me really hungry. Once you get into the habit of having a budget and keeping track of your spending, the next step is to pay yourself first. Well, Singaporeans are saving quite a significant portion of their income, almost 30% according to the wellness survey, but to me, 30% isn't enough. As always, I recommend setting aside 50% of your salary after CPF towards investments. Seriously, trust me, just pay yourself 50% first and then live off the other 50%. And why do I always tell you to pay yourself first? That's because if you pay yourself first, you're forcing yourself to live within your budget. So let's say your take-home pay after CPF is 3,000, right? You pay yourself 50% of that 3,000, which is 1,500, and that goes to investments while you live off the other 1,500. And by doing this, you're prioritizing yourself and making yourself richer versus paying and buying all this other stupid shit and making someone else or a business richer. And if you find it hard to save because when you see how much money your bank account has and you're itching to spend that money and cannot resist the temptation, then this third habit is going to benefit you, and that is to have two bank accounts. This is something I personally find helpful. I have two personal bank accounts here in the US from two different banks and two in Singapore as well. One in which I'm investing from and another where I'm spending from. So for the account I'm spending from, I'll pay myself a fixed amount every month for my expenses and then try to spend as little as I can. Because whatever money I spend from that account, it's still going to be within my budget. So if I aim to spend lesser than what I budget for, that means I'll have more money for other things like traveling. So from the example before, if your take-home pay is $3,000 and you save and invest $1,500, you'll have $1,500 to spend, but if you end up only spending $800, then you have $700 extra to set aside for whatever you want, or you can invest that money. And for the other account where I'm saving and investing, there are only two things I'm doing with that account: having enough cash for emergencies and using the money for investments, mostly for real estate and stocks. And whatever extra money I make goes into this account. Not my spending account, but my savings account. Because no matter how much money I'm making, I try to keep my expenses the same as it was before. I'm not gonna spend all of that extra money because that's how people become broke. It's like how some people are like, yay, I got my 1 month bonus, I'm gonna buy my Chanel bag, oh my Chanel. I'm at this point in my life where I'm trying to grow my wealth, right? Of course, I still reward myself occasionally from time to time, but the amount I spend on myself for things that bring me joy is insignificant compared to the amount of money I make, save, and invest. For a lot of people I know, like my friends, they're tempted to spend the money in the bank when they think there's more money than before. Like if I had $8,000 last month and then now I have $10,000, all of a sudden I have $2,000 extra to spend. Sounds familiar? So if you have two bank accounts, one with much lesser funds in it, you're basically brainwashing yourself that you only have that amount of money to spend. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a net worth of $50,000 with $40,000 in the stock market, $5,000 in emergency funds, and $5,000 in your spending account. You'll feel that you only have $5,000 left to spend instead of that $50,000 you have in total. And even if this doesn't make sense to you right now or you don't feel that way, you should try to change your mindset to tell you that you're poorer than you actually are. That's how you make yourself rich. I brainwash myself all the time, and that's why I still live like I'm broke. And this brings me on to my next habit of living below your means. Does it come as a surprise to you that 40% of Singapore millennials are in credit card debt? 40%. These are the people that are trying to keep up with impressions, trying to keep up with their peers, and 38% of them are only paying the minimum credit card balance. This is known as lifestyle inflation. Don't be opening tables and popping champagnes when you can afford it, just so you can look good in front of your bros or the girl that you like. If you're trying to make an impression, impressions don't last. And ladies, don't go buying that new LV bag just because everyone in your class or office has one. Don't try to look rich, but instead, aim for being truly rich. What I found that helped me is I would tell myself that I'm making much lesser than I actually am. So let's say your take-home pay is $3,000. Tell yourself you're only making $2,000. That means that you're spending $500 lesser and investing $500 more than you would before. Bring that to a total difference of $1,000. If you find it hard to downgrade right now, take baby steps. You don't learn how to run overnight, right? Look at where your money is going and see where you can cut expenses. What I've seen from my friends is they're spending a lot of money on transportation like Grab and cafe hopping. Whenever there's a new cafe, they're gonna be there Instagramming it. And also a lot of millennials are YOLOing on travel. I see a lot of them spending all, if not most of the money that they have saved during the year to go traveling to some exotic country. And I'm not necessarily saying that spending money is a bad thing, but if you just graduated from university and just started working in the workforce, then it doesn't make sense for you to start traveling every year, especially to expensive countries. I did not travel for the first few years after I graduated because I was hustling. I was doing this, I was doing that. I had a full-time job, I tutored people, I was paid to do university essays and homework. I was starting two businesses, and I was also spending time finding my next stock. And I was working somewhere between 16 to 18 hours a day. including the weekends. But I was happy, I really enjoyed doing it. I also know people who have resorted to eating only instant noodles every single meal in order to pay off their credit card debts. And that's a little bit extreme, but you get my point. Anything is possible if you set your mind to it. If you have been following me, you would know that cutting expense has a much more powerful effect than trying to increase your salary. But of course, the ultimate win-win situation is if you can find a way to increase your income and at the same time reduce your expenses. That way you can have more money to invest and make use of the beauty of compound interest. Cha-ching! You guys might have already guessed the fifth habit, and that's to invest your money consistently like clockwork. Have you heard of the saying that time is money? If you're working a 9-to-5 job earning the same salary every month, then you're not making full use of your time or money, and it's unlikely you're gonna get rich just from your full-time job, unless you're a CEO of a conglomerate, which chances are you probably aren't. But you know what? Even CEOs are investing, so regular people like you and me, we should be investing as well so we can build our wealth and don't lose out in the money game. And this is one of the main reasons why the rich get richer and the poor stay poor. 42% of Millennials and Gen X said that they don't know the best ways to grow their money. I'm not surprised, because how can they when they're not subscribed to my channel? Unfortunately, the stereotype that women are less savvy about finance seems to play out in the Financial Wellness Index. More women, 42%, than men, 33%, say that they don't know the best way to grow their money, and more women, 38%, than men, 30%, are likely to say that investing is gambling. Only 28% of women are confident and knowledgeable about investments. That's almost half of what men are, and 28% is just an embarrassing number. Honestly, if you're of the female gender, y'all need to stop believing this bullshit that investing is gambling. If you know what you're doing and you're doing it right, investing will bring you more money than your mahjong nights, okay? And look at me, I'm a woman. If I can do it, you can too. So, come on ladies, let's buck up. Let's show the men that we can beat them at their game. From the OCBC study, only 28% have a proportion of their salary saved a month, and because the numbers are so low, it makes sense that 75% of the people surveyed feel that they are not on track to retire at their ideal age and live their ideal retirement lifestyle. I guarantee you, confirm plus chop, that most of us want to retire comfortably, travel out of the country at least once a year, and yet want to sit back, enjoy life without doing anything, right? So how can you achieve that without controlling your expenses and investing as early as you can to build up your nest egg? If you're just saving your money is going to lose its value to inflation and depreciate as time goes by. And believe it or not, we're already experiencing inflation right now. And it's not going to hit you until a few years later. So just saving your money is not effective. Let's put your money to work so you're making money while you sleep. Wouldn't you like that? Because even if you make $1 from sleeping, you're still making free money while you sleep, and that shit is addictive. If you're able to build up your nest egg to generate passive income even when you sleep, you wouldn't have to worry about running out of money when you retire. And I do believe that that's the end goal that everyone should strive for. I do understand that everyone is different. Some people can lead a minimalistic lifestyle and be happy about it, and some people just want to live life a little, I think I'm a mixture of both. I'm okay not spending money on clothes, but I'll gladly spend money on food. And I'm not saying that you have to retire living a lavish lifestyle or a beggar lifestyle, but a comfortable one. And many people tend to underestimate how much money they need when they retire. And if you want to live a certain lifestyle, why not find ways to hustle and make more money? I live by these 5 money habits, and it's something I'm doing and found effective. Comment down below and let me know how many habits you managed to check off. If you found yourself checking most of the habits off, if not all, then give yourself a pat on the back because you guys are off to a great start. But if you found yourself not checking anything off the list, don't beat yourself up too hard because it's not the end of the world. Most of us were not taught financial literacy in school, so it doesn't matter if you were aware of what you should and shouldn't do with your money. Now that you know about these 5 money habits, you can make a conscious effort to develop them into habits so you can reach your financial goals much faster. And if you're new to the money game and don't know where to start, you can watch my previous videos about what stocks to buy for newbie investors, how to turn $1,000 into $1 million, or if you're really lazy and want to skip all of that, then you can try robo-investing with StashAway. If you use the link down below, you'll get 50% off monthly fees for the first 6 months. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to destroy the like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell icon so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And feel free to follow me on my Instagram. Alright guys, have a great day and I'll see you again next time.